A pleasant evening to you all. In today's summary, the President-elect, Mr. Patrick Emini, has presented the main points of his program. One of his key promises is the reduction of the retirement age from 65 to 63, allowing citizens to access their pensions earlier. He said that in the past, the pension fund had invested several projects that failed to meet their objectives. Among the proposals put forward are the revenues from the 22% stake in Nouveau Banque, and he believes should be returned to the pension fund, as well as the introduction of a retirement contribution for all foreign workers, forming the basis of his new policy. According to Mr. Emini, these measures will allow the pension fund's reserves to double. In an interview with the media, the president-elect detailed the measures and policies he plans to implement within his first 100 days in office. He has announced that the payments for the 13-month salary will be made during the month of January next year. He added that the dialogue with the outgoing government was going very well, and the inauguration ceremony is scheduled for October 26th, likely in the afternoon at Stade L'Unité. The police have recorded the 10th fatal accident of the year 2025. A 25-year-old man from Ansgoulet, Belazar, passed away this morning at the Seychelles Hospital, where he had been admitted to the intensive care unit in critical condition. The victim had been involved in a motorcycle accident that occurred on the 13th of October this year, and the investigation into the incident is ongoing. Central Bank Governor Caroline Abel has declared that the monetary policy rate will remain at 1.75% for the last quarter of the year. The policy remains relaxed as all local and international developments remain stable, such as food and fuel prices. Governor Abel says the Seychelles economy continues to perform well. Amongst other decisions are the interest rate on which financial institutions lend money to the central bank, which remains at 3.25%, and the interest rate at that the central bank pays banks when they leave excess money with the central bank after each working day. There is also a decision for the minimum reserve that banks must leave with the central bank, and this has dropped from 13% to 10%.
The board at its meeting of September 29th discussed the realities of the economy, and given that the forecast for inflation is low, decided to maintain the monetary policy rate at 1.75%. However, there were strong discussion on the transmission of monetary policy, and at a technical level, we were advised to engage further with the banks to get some more information. And based on those findings, we had a subsequent meeting on October 6th, where the board decided to provide some more liquidity to the system given the strength of credit growth. So we've reduced the minimum reserve requirement on rupees from 13% to 10%, which meant that we've released about 400 million rupees to the market to sustain the growth in credit.
There has been a fire at the Pralin landfill in the section designated for the disposal of natural waste. It's the first incident of its kind on the island since the site came under the management of the Landscape and Waste Management Agency. The fire was first spotted by officers in the control tower at the nearby Amitié Airport, who promptly alerted the Fire and Rescue Services Agency last night. By the time the SFRSA arrived with 2 water tanks and a pickup vehicle, the airport firefighters had already begun initial response efforts. The road at Beloulier in the Desapon region, which has been temporarily reopened during the election period to better serve the public, has been closed once again, and this decision follows the ongoing efforts by the Disaster Risk Management Bureau, DRMB, to remove a large boulder that recently caused an accident along the same stretch of road, posing a risk to nearby residents. Chief Justice Ronnie Govinden has been honored by the Southeast Africa Chief Justice Forum for his outstanding contribution to the rule of law and regional judicial cooperation. The award was presented last week during the forum's annual general meeting and conference held in Botswana, and this year's theme focused on judicial independence and accountability in safeguarding the rule of law. Chief Justice Govinden was recognized not only for his leadership but also for his role in promoting the values of Conference of Constitutional Jurisdictions of Africa, where he currently serves on the executive committee. In recognition of Seychelles' progress in judicial development, the forum has agreed to hold its next executive committee meeting in Seychelles in April next year. Judge Brassel Adeline, who attended the conference on behalf of Chief of Justice Govinden, has accepted the award on his behalf. The 40th edition of the Creole Festival, under the theme Custodians of Our Heritage, kicked off this morning with a storytelling session at the National Library. Some 50 primary school students from Plaisance, Persévérance, La Retraite, and Grand Maïs schools, along with their teachers, attended the 2-hour event. The main storytellers were Mrs. Rosita Banan and Mrs. Jane Florentine, two well-known storytellers. The event was organized by the Creole Institute in the National Institute for Culture, Heritage and the Arts and was sponsored by the MCB Bank. And with this, we end this news summary. I'll be back at 8 with the Creole Bulletin. Good evening.